Squad as they take you on a journey through the wonderful world of video games. Right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, well, I am actually here this week, and we have a slight roster change. It's roster mania season for a lot of different esports, and we're taking part in that. So joining us today is Sam.
Hi.
What do you do for this club?
I'm the production manager, so I do a lot of the more highly produced streams. We do some where we just kind of have people stream off of their own computers, but the bigger events are kind of me. And then I'm also in charge of Overwatch. So
Sweet. And so just to get introductions out of the way, I'm Jaden, the Call of Duty game manager.
I'm Lexi. I'm the social media manager.
I'm Z. I'm the Nebraska Esports Club president and also the League of Legends game manager. And we are here today just talk about esports and what's going on. We were talking a little bit before the session started about this game called Crab Champions.
Yeah.
Which Jaden was playing on stream yesterday.
Yeah, I've been playing it the past couple days. On the 29th, Steam Summer Sale opened up, which is beautiful for a lot of game
College
sales,
students.
college students, a lot of broke
Great for
people.
us.
I mean, I'm one of them. Crab Champions is usually $20, but it was down to $8. Fallout 76 is $10. It's a 75% discount right now. So, I mean, I got a couple of really good games.
Mm-hmm.
I tried BattleBit, which is a newer game. It's not quite as favorable to me, but it's old school Battlefield, really. It's old school Battlefield.
BattleBit's hilarious.
It is pretty funny. It's got the prox chat.
Yeah, when you get the people that are really into
Oh,
it,
the
it's so much
proximity
fun.
chat, proximity
Yeah, that
chat in
makes it
almost
great.
any game
Yeah.
is just entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, in any war game too. So there's one that really I think kicked off the love for it for me, and that's Hold Fast Frontlines. Oh, yeah, that one's funny. You'll have people that are trying to recreate or reenact with
like
reenactment
roleplay?
on a budget, yeah. And then you have some random person blasting Britney Spears.
What?
It's
I love
but
this
they
so
do it through
much.
they do it through their computer, so it's full fidelity audio.
So it's like
As soon as you
sound.
as soon as you enter, it's exactly like you're hearing it on just a boombox.
like someone
Somebody's
went
just
to
rolling
war.
in with a boombox.
Someone went to war in World War II and is playing Britney Spears.
Yeah, well, it's not even World War II. It's 1800s.
Oh my
it's
gosh, wait.
1812, Napoleonic Wars. That's
Yeah.
that's the time era, and that's what kicked it off for me. And then Warzone did it. There's mods for Among Us to have prox
I forgot
chat,
about
and
that.
prox chat's just fun. I love
The
prox
Among
chat.
Us days.
Oh my.
No, man.
During COVID,
Yeah.
the word.
Yeah. It still gets me today. It still gives me flashbacks.
Yeah.
There's still memes about it on Twitter.
Oh,
But Twitter's still
Twitter is
Twitter's 10 years
Twitter.
behind.
Twitter as like Twitter. Well,
Not always.
it's ahead and behind at the same time. There's just people
Yeah.
stuck
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in like time pockets. Like there are still people on Twitter who are stuck in Tumblr days of like what 2012.
I still use Tumblr, so I don't.
Okay.
So
They're like-
what does that mean?
What are you going here?
More of like the old school like shit posts. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, that is
My
the
bad.
term, however. But yeah, back to
So
Crab
sorry.
Champions. Back to Crab Champions. I mean, it's just a fun game. It's a roguelike. You play as a crab.
What is a
Yeah.
roguelike for people that don't know?
Good question.
That's where you run essentially the same thing over and over again to upgrade your character, and every time it's slightly different because you're way better.
Mhm.
And it scales your character power. So in Crab Champions, the thing that you upgrade is the weapon you get, which is you get keys, and then you use the keys after your run, which you can lose and not gain anything if you decide to keep going past every 30 rounds is where you can say, I won, I did it, I'm going to pull my keys out and go from there. And then you go out, and then there's a totem that you can go to and turn your keys in to get a random weapon out of, I think it's 12. And I got lucky off the bat. I got the minigun. You start out with an AR, and then you can get anything from a rocket launcher, a crossbow, shotgun, a buzz saw launcher where it shoots out like a disc saw.
And mind you, you're doing all this while you're a crab.
Oh yeah. So you're sliding around, jumping. The movement is insane in the game. It's really fast, and you can upgrade it to get faster. The thing I forgot to mention is at the end of every round, it drops chests that give you perks and upgrades for your weapons. So by the time you're at round 30, round 60, I have to put an epilepsy warning on my stream every time, especially if I'm using the minigun, because there's so many particle effects, there's so many different status effects, and they're all really bright because of the vibrancy of the game, and they all have their own visual effect. So I could have lightning rounds, which give me lightning strikes randomly on shots. There's aura rounds that basically have an aura around every bullet, and it's just this huge sphere that surrounds it, and you still get the bullet stream. So it's a lot of visual effects, and honestly, it's so sensory overloading, even for me. I went to try to play COD afterwards, and I would straight up miss people. I would not see people because I was
looking for crabs.
I was looking for crabs. I was
Well, the
trying to
bright-
see through. It was
Yeah.
like I could not focus in the way that I needed to. It was very interesting for me. So I have to think about it now. It's like, okay, if I'm going to play Crab Champions, I cannot play ranked COD after.
Which did you find this out playing with Sam? Because I did see Sam playing COD.
No,
No, we played
actually.
Warzone.
Yeah, we played Warzone. I
Okay.
can do Warzone fine. That's
Okay.
okay.
Warzone was
Weirdly.
interesting.
I know
That was interesting.
So-
Painful.
for anyone out there, here's some fun trivia about Crab Champions. If you ever remember the YouTube song Crab Rave, I don't
Yeah.
know who would remember this out of our audience, but basically the song creator helped create this game, which is why it's based around crabs.
Does the song
Yeah.
play in the game?
It does not, but there's a ton of songs that are very evidently homemade that are in the same line of like the same genre.
It's that EDM house mix.
Yeah, it's house EDM
I
the
miss
entire and
that.
it blasts.
I miss it.
And it's really fun. So the Crab Rave, for anybody that may not be aware or may not remember it by the Crab Rave, there was a meme that went around where, and it was on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, and it was XYZ is gone, right? Just whoever is gone in any sense. It could be China, it could be USA, it could be
Jeez, like anything.
it could be a president,
It-
anybody, and then
anything.
is gone. And then it was this CGI
Crabs.
animated crabs on an island
Mhm.
doing a rave.
They were just dancing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And the same guy that made this game, and he consistently updates. He
yeah.
recently, just before the summer sale, put out a new difficulty update, which allows you to go into nightmare mode and then go above nightmare mode, which is what a lot of people were asking for, with specific modifier challenges.
I think one of my favorite things is also how active he is on Twitter. Like he is on
Yeah.
the Twitter accounts constantly. Like he is giving you updates, he's getting feedback. He constantly after patches he'll like tweet out questions so that people can like give him reports and like kind of explain what they feel about the patch. So he's really in tune with his community, which is a big part of it as well. And I like respect that a lot. The other thing about roguelikes, I don't know if we mentioned it, but you reset your progress after you die.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or after
I
you end a
forgot to mention
run, you don't get everything that you like started with.
Mhm.
So you have to completely try again, basically from the beginning, ground zero. And that's
Do
like
you guys-
the appeal from roguelikes is that you have such variety in how you can do it.
Did you guys ever watch people play like the early access of Dark and Darker?
Yes, I did.
I heard
So-
a lot of hype about it.
It is. I watched a lot of people play it, but I didn't play it myself. But it's basically like very similar to roguelike, but then
Mhm.
it's also more classified as a battle royale. And you basically are in like a medieval dungeon. It's really hard, especially if you're just starting out and you have no gear. And you basically have to go into these dungeons. It's generated with like 20. I don't know if it's like 20 other teams, and you're just fighting against monsters and stuff to get better equipment. And the only way you can keep your equipment is if you can find a portal that takes you outside of the realm or whatever back to your
It's
main
like
menu.
a save point.
Basically, and then that can get you better gear, better XYZ. But then if you go back in and you die, then you lose all that better gear.
Mhm.
Oh,
and you have to
so
start
it's
from
like-
ground one.
Yeah.
It's more akin to Tarkov then.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
That makes sense.
is Darker and Darker also the one where it's like there's also AI in the game that attack you, or is that another thing?
That is very much Tarkov.
There's
I
like
know
so there's
that.
like two. I can't remember. It's dark and darker, but it's like medieval, and also it's again to its namesake. It is also like light, like the brightness of it is
Mhm.
also very dark. Like it
Mhm.
is really hard to see anything in that game because it's
Mhm.
medieval. You're
Yeah, I
not gonna
remember
have good
that.
light
Yeah.
sources. But the other thing I mentioned, I think I was watching Smitty
Mm.
play it. Smitty's a YouTuber who covers a variety of games. I can't remember who it was though. It was
Maybe.
another variety streamer,
Mm.
but they were playing it and they were getting like yeah. Well, one there's like groups of people who are coming after them
Yeah,
because obviously.
and there's also monsters.
But
and
then
stuff.
there's monsters, and then there's also like these AI that are also trying to kill you.
I don't think so. Not in Dark and
Okay.
Darker. At
It might have been a
least.
different game that was like very similar concept because it had the same exact like vibes to
Mm.
it. But there's just like I don't know. There's a lot of games like that popping up right now, but they're really interesting, but look really difficult to play.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to be like the next wave of like battle royales, but
might
more
be.
like that type of style.
The medieval.
Well, extraction games, and that's what kind of sounds like for
Mhm.
the most part is extraction games. That's kind of the basis was. I don't think it was quite H1Z1,
Mm.
but essentially some people said if you change some rules in battle royales, how does that work? Because a battle royale is essentially a massive multiplayer roguelike.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then you take extraction to get gear out and give yourself better gear. That's an extraction based game. That's not necessarily a battle royale anymore because there's no victory royale at the end of it per se.
Yeah, you can't like. You can't. There's
Well,
no like ultimate win.
'Cause-
In
I
Dark and
guess.
Darker, you can ultimately
That's
win, but
fair.
you still have to escape even if you kill everybody. It's
Okay.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching Vine Sauce. That's who I watch. He's wonderful. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He's just another
No, I haven't.
streamer. He's really chill.
Okay.
Love that.
He does all kinds of games, covers everything. But
Well, Bungie is also making an extraction based shooter,
mm,
Right.
and that
Bungie's
is
making another video game.
I know, which
Dude,
a lot
no
of people
way.
are a little upset about. To be honest, they're feeling like
What do you
Destiny's
mean?
getting kicked
Mm.
Because
to the
it
curb a
should.
little bit. Well, hey, whoa.
Well, unless
Well-
they change the pay structure, it should.
Yeah, fair.
I don't really want to pay $40 every 2 months to play the game
You're fair for
Well,
that.
that's
that I've
fair.
already
That's- yeah,
spent $200 on easy.
yeah. That's
no
fair.
thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, but essentially, they're reviving their old '90s game Marathon and using the same lore and the same mythos, and essentially making an extraction-based game out of it. And then they're also making another game that we still don't know. We know it's called Matter, but we don't know exactly what it is.
Interesting.
how
Matter.
ominous.
I was like, that is very ominous.
Yeah.
What was the other thing we were talking about? We were talking about the similarities between Stardew and Farming Simulator.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Which some of our audience might know what Farming Simulator is.
Oh, what a game.
Mhm.
It's
I
a
like the
blessed game.
esports scene of that one. That was really cool.
There was an esports. There's an
Yeah.
esports
Yeah.
scene?
What?
Yeah, Farming Simulator had an esport.
Yeah.
What did they do?
It was like speed running the game
Oh,
basically.
Okay.
But it was like a competitive like farming simulator league.
Well, for those who don't know what Farming Simulator
wild.
is, Farming Simulator.
It's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's literally you're just trying to make a farm and gain money.
Mhm. It's basically like running a farm in real life, but in a video game instead.
Yeah, if you don't have the money to go start a farm by yourself,
You immediately have to take out a massive loan
Yeah, I
to
do
get
know that.
anything.
you do have to get a
Immediately.
giant loan.
Mhm.
I mean, it's pretty realistic.
I did watch Smitty try to play it, and I think yeah, he just didn't know how to do anything.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of controls because I tried playing it and it's like there's like 4 buttons on your controller that lead to alternate controls
Mhm.
for the tractor, and it's like I just want to cut the I want to harvest. I don't want to. I don't care about my length and all this. It's wheat. Like it got very complicated very
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
So-
you have to worry
But-
about that kind of thing, though, with
Jaden,
different
I'm sure
That's-
knows
gatherings.
plenty.
Yeah.
With my mowing simulator,
dude. Yeah,
Power washing
well,
simulator.
God.
power washing
Power
simulator
washing-
is the best. The Bikini Bottom, what's the
Have you guys
expansion is
seen,
coming out soon?
wait, for power washing?
Yeah,
Have you guys seen like
No
the
way.
lore about
That's
power
what I'm
washing
saying.
simulator?
There's
there's
lore?
lore.
Yeah, so people have like gone and trying to like figure out where this neighborhood is and like the general maps where they are and like the story behind them. And some people say the reason why every single building is so gross is because there was a recent volcanic eruption that created ash and that ash has just like covered every building in the vicinity, and that's why they call this guy go cut and clean it, because volcanic ash, while also like very nutritious to plants, can also be toxic to humans depending on what it contains.
I
Yeah.
see.
It's really
So
deep
I watched
and-
like
Give
a,
it to Rainbolt. Let him
I watched like
geoguess the
a 30
location.
You're right. Oh my gosh, we totally should. I like watched like a 30-minute video on like the lore of power washing simulator, because like there's no way there's lore in this,
Mhm.
you know?
The Matt Pat moment.
Yeah, it was.
There's no intended lore, but there's always lore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
It's, Minecraft, really.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. But the ending credits are so ominous.
Yeah, but they kind of just exist.
Yeah.
It was him feeling very, very poetic in the moment.
I did cry.
I feel like that's what I could tell from it is, boy, this man, he wanted some lore.
I
can
did
tell ya.
definitely cry at the credits of Minecraft after reading it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having an existential crisis.
Aw.
Yeah, it's so meta.
Speaking of new games, did you guys see the new Avatar: The Last Airbender game that was announced?
No.
Yeah, there's going
I
to be
did
a new
not.
Avatar: The Last Airbender game. I'm pretty sure, like, it's going to be a single player co-op and multiplayer, like online and local. And basically, it's just you're playing through the episodes of the show, and you can play as like Toph, Katara, like Aang, everything.
I can play as Toph.
I think it's
The
going to be
screen
kind
is
of like.
just black.
Oh my god.
You have to use sound.
I think it's gonna be like the Lego games, to where you have to use certain characters to get past certain things. Is that like
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
The
That makes
Lego
sense.
game.
Okay, Lego games.
the Lego games.
Go hard.
Avatar the Lego game.
It's not a Lego based game.
That
It's
would
just
be so
no.
funny though. I would also still.
I would
play
also
that.
play that.
Mhm.
I would play both.
I think like an Avatar game that's like kind of like Hogwarts was.
Yeah, that would be
where
amazing.
it's like
Oh my
open world and you get to like pick what you wanted to do and all that.
pick
I
like
would-
what phase of the Avatar you are,
Or like even just be a normal
That's
bender.
like, what if I just
Mm.
want to be part of the? No, I was like a Southern Tribe. No, is it Southern Tribe the nice one?
Southern is
I
the
cannot
really
remember.
fancy.
Then I don't like
Southern is where
one.
the moon girl was.
Yeah. Yes,
okay,
yes,
they
you
were
ain't-
very mean. The Southern Tribe is also very
Yeah,
like
but they warmed up.
they were super misogynistic at the beginning. though.
Even in
they
They
warmed
warmed up.
They warmed up.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my
I
god.
mean, yeah, they did. It wasn't very good for them, but they did.
Oh my god, that was a good joke. I didn't know. that.
Yikes. Funny on accident.
We're not gonna talk about.
Sorry, yeah, we won't spoil anything
Yeah,
about
go-
The Last Airbender if you
Go
haven't
watch
watched
the
it yet.
show.
Oh,
Go
no.
watch the
Like,
show.
Have you not
10-year-old
watched it,
show.
Jaden?
I've watched bits and pieces. I've never watched it full through.
I rewatch it literally every single year.
I'm pretty sure I watched it with my roommates like sophomore year, and then I don't think we watched the final 2 episodes. I think we stopped.
Did you guys not watch it growing up on like Nicktoons and stuff like that?
That's
No,
I
crazy.
was
You
a-
think we have Nick?
Oh, okay.
Okay, well we
I'm
okay.
a PBS
Now-
kid, man.
That's fair. My parents, like, they got us like Dark TV, I
Mm,
think,
mhm.
and
That's
that's
what we had,
that's how
yeah.
I watched it.
Same.
But I remember waiting for episodes and then like getting to the end, and I was like, "What just happened?"
Mhm.
Like it was.
I just remember
so
when
much.
Korra was released too.
I didn't watch all
I-
through Korra.
I didn't watch all through Korra when it was on air, but since I've watched Avatar: Last Airbender, I usually will just watch Korra right after. Just since
it
it's-
just makes sense.
I mean, it's not bad. It definitely like the later seasons of Korra are better than the first ones, but that's just because it gets better.
I think they were just getting like a hold of like their direction for the show,
Mhm.
because in the beginning it's very muddled and like where they
Yeah.
wanted to take it.
And also, I think Korra is definitely meant for like older kids and not like Avatar: Last Airbender is meant definitely for younger kids.
You
so-
can even tell by the animation style,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Mhm.
The cactus juice.
Oh my gosh.
What an episode.
I and now
Mhm.
Did
forever
you ever see the
terrified.
cactus juice episode?
No.
Oh, they just
Mm.
drink the cactus juice and like half the crew gets high.
Or hallucinate.
They
So it's the
hallucinate, yeah.
it's the regular
hallucinate.
show episode
They
where they
hallucinate.
drink the sauce, or the salsa, chili. I think it's chili. now that I think about
Which
it.
show?
Yeah.
He was a
regular show?
Oh,
But it did
Or they go
remind
to
me
a
not
party?
to try to eat random things. So
Mhm.
don't go out and eat random plants. That's
Yes.
not healthy for you.
Nope.
You might have some negative side effects.
It's your life. It's an adventure. Do what you want.
Jaden, stop being a bad influence.
No, I'm just an enabler. It's okay.
All right. Well, back to video games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have some
Avatar
stuff.
game.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go back to that real
Okay.
quick. Do you know who like is developing it or anything?
I didn't read that much into it. I
Fair
can look
enough.
it up really quickly, but
'Cause-
Atari.
that would also.
no, I definitely.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good guess.
Atari picked up the Avatar rights and licensing.
Exactly.
That would be a comeback.
That would be. But they've tried. I
Um,
think they're making a new console. They have been for now it'd be nearly
feel like
almost a
They
decade.
probably like finish it and they're like, oh shoot, the technology's gotten better. We have to retry.
Okay, it's
At
They're
this
about
point.
to release it. PS5 drop. They're like,
It's called Quest for Balance, Avatar: Last Airbender Quest for Balance. It's published by Game Mill Entertainment, and then I'm not seeing developers, but the Game Mill is the same ones that did Brawl, and then
Brawl?
the Nickelodeon All Stars
Oh,
Brawl
okay.
or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a very
so they're in charge of the
based-
Nick games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Gotcha.
F and chat for THQ. I need some respect put on their name. They were the best Nickelodeon game adapter ever. I had to say it.
Is that the ones that did the recent SpongeBob game? I'm pretty sure.
You're the
Quest for
remaster?
Bikini. No.
Yeah.
I-
The
Though I
Battle
did
for
a
Bikini Bottom?
No.
That's by far the best Nickelodeon game of all time. Battle for Bikini Bottom.
And they did the remake. But
The Mr. Krabs
did.
one
I've
was
only
pretty
played one
fun.
game. That's because I was required to by my job. So
You were required to by your job.
yeah, I had to do a review on it. It was
Interesting.
the Cosmic Shake. THQ did the Cosmic Shake. That was the most recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
It
they
was
used
good.
they used to have exclusive access
Mm.
to making Nintendo, not Nintendo,
I was
Nickelodeon
like,
games.
whoa.
Yeah. No, THQ was huge. They did Battle for Bikini Bottom, Battle for Volcano Island, which was a Nickelodeon mashup. I played that nonstop as a kid.
Mm.
But I never actually watched Avatar. I followed Dave Filoni when he left after season 1 of Avatar and started on Clone Wars,
Okay, that's fair.
the
Actually,
real goat of that era.
I
Clone
loved,
Wars was
I,
pretty
I
banger.
loved both too much to give up either.
That's fair.
I
That's
would
fair.
watch one, and then right after that, I finished binging that one. I would go to the
Mhm.
next one, and then I would wait for it to catch up.
That's why I'm saying we just need a Clone Wars like live action movie, and Disney gets out of their $900 million deficit.
If they do
and
it
bam,
well.
it's over.
If they do it well. If
Oh,
they
just like hire a bunch of like 21-year-olds
You're
to
right.
write the movie for him and all that. It's
hire
game.
Jaden.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
game. Like get
I got
like
some peak fiction. in my
people
head.
like you, and it's done.
Yeah, Jaden.
It will be
do you
the
have like
best
a
thing.
picture perfect cast for that too?
Uh,
Who would you
Oh.
cast?
Well,
McGregor and
Oh, yeah, well,
Christensen.
you have to
That
have-
is-
no. Hear me out. I'll go on a quick thing, and I'll go on a quick
He's
little
got his-
tangent.
He has it.
Imagine, right? No Jedi General at all. Just clones, like we're supposed to see at least once. Just clones, a squad of them. Go like follow them through every planet, every battle that they go, and follow them until it's the last man.
Isn't that called Bad Batch?
No, because Bad Batch is after Order 66
Oh, that
and
is
doesn't
true, that
really
is true.
showcase the horrors.
I
of war.
watched like 3 episodes of Bad Batch.
Well, you're missing out.
I loved Bad Batch. I got
It's
really,
pretty solid.
I
got
just
really
other
attached.
things came out, and then I just forgot that it
No, that's fair.
came out.
That is honestly fair. It's not quite Clone Wars. I feel like a lot of the love and energy that got put into Clone Wars got put into Mandalorian. That's where I think most of the hype is.
I did love The Mandalorian. I haven't finished it. I haven't caught
Dude,
up, but
catch up.
I'm still waiting
I
for the
need to
Vader
know.
one. There's gonna be Obi-Wan, and then there should be
See,
Vader, because there's gonna be
there's-
Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and then Vader.
I don't think
That
they've
makes sense
announced
to
that
me.
though.
I know, but that'd be sick
It would be
because they
sick.
did Obi-Wan, and now they're doing Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So followed up with Vader,
That would be
and
great.
have
I
like
would
Vader
like-
being Vader, and it would go so hard.
I
not
I just
not
need,
him.
I just need to see Ahsoka. That's all. She's my favorite.
Okay.
The-
I want Rex, and Rex is confirmed
Dude.
in the Ahsoka show. So Yeah.
Okay.
Tamara Morrison playing Ahsoka. I mean, not
Yeah.
Ahsoka Rex. Sorry,
I was like,
in
well,
Ahsoka.
you know, we
Rex
would,
in Ahsoka.
I mean, I think he could pull it off.
Oh, he can pull off anything
Wait, does that mean Vader might make an appearance?
in a flashback.
Because he was pretty important to both of those characters.
Yeah, but it would have to be a flashback because Ahsoka takes place at the same time as the Mandalorian. So Rex is going to be really old. He's going to be how old he is in
Oh,
the Battle
okay.
of Endor.
Okay.
Because he is in the Battle of Endor. That's confirmed. Although it's kind of like a retcon confirm. He's one of the random back cast characters.
Yeah.
and they basically said, hey, he looks really close to how Rex would look. Let's just use that.
That's just definitely him. We definitely
Yeah,
did that intentionally.
Totally. Intentionally, in the 80s, we said Captain Rex is a guy that we want to bring in. And then, I mean, that's not really the story. There was a commander from the original animated, like 2D studio.
The 2D Clone Wars
That
also
was
went
great.
good.
That was great.
That was
I
crazy.
I don't follow Star
There was
Wars
like
that much.
comic.
Whoa.
Hey,
Apologies for that
hold
bump.
on.
There was like
Wasn't it?
comic books that came out about it too, and I used to read those all the time.
Those were good. I love those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lexi's
well,
dying.
yeah,
over
sorry.
here.
I don't like I watch Star Wars, but do I follow it this closely? Absolutely not. It's
See-
just too much content.
Yeah.
But
No, that's understandable.
Mhm.
We have a competition on New Year's Eve where
Mhm.
we have Star Wars trivia, and if you answer the most questions correctly, you get money.
Mm.
So I have to stay up to date on
Mhm.
things.
That's fair. Well, with Lexi breaking my heart and not being interested in Star Wars as much, take it to break right here.
Together, or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs. You'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy a 4-day work, great benefits, and a positive. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hello, Talking Deer here. I want to take this time to thank the Nebraska Lottery. Since 1993, Nebraska Lottery proceeds, over $900 million, have gone to its beneficiaries, including the environment. And since I'm out here in the field every day, I see it firsthand, or first hoof, I guess.
Who are you talking to, dear?
Oh, I was just thanking the Nebraska Lottery and all the people who play for supporting the Nebraska environment.
That's nice, dear.
The Nebraska Lottery. 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like and deliver it to your farm for free. Acres.
This is Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we return after a little bit of heartbreak, and we're going to get right back onto video games.
But this time,
well, not necessarily video games to start off. There's a little bit of a news bit.
yeah. So there, if anybody plays Magic the Gathering and also is a fan of Lord of the Rings, then you're gonna know about the card that was highly sought after, and it was called the One Ring, and it was basically a 1-to-1 print. So that means there's only one card available of this print. And it was recently found. Now, the person who found it wants to remain anonymous, but it's estimated to be worth around $2 million. A trading card company is willing to pay $2 million for it. However, it's not sure if they're even talking about it to the person who wants to do the trade or anything. But it was found, so the search is over. So stop buying cards. Not really though, but you don't have to buy that many cards. Yes, just stop looking for it. It's already been found. But it was classified as a mint 9, so that means from a scale of 1 to 10 on how good the condition is, it's a 9, which is very interesting.
I mean, like, we were talking a little bit about this over the break, but Lexi was like, they couldn't have printed a perfect card for a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Like, there's still mistakes on this card that caused it to be
I mean,
a
it could also been like maybe the person accidentally bent the pack a little
that's
bit, and so
fair.
maybe that's why the card's not, or like they niched a corner or something. But like for this, I would assume that they just didn't print a perfect 10, which is kind of
I
sad.
think, especially for a lot of like people who I've watched pull cards, they are so careful with their packs.
Well, some are, but if you watch
That's
like
true.
Maximo, then...
Well, that's fair, actually. But like a lot of the people that I watch that pull for like rare things like that, they
yeah.
try to be super careful. This is like a niche for them.
Yes.
But I'm still also shocked because a lot of the cards that I see that are like super high priced, they're like 9.5. Like they're not like, it couldn't have even been a 9.5. It's a 9.
Yeah, it's just trading cards are very interesting, and the fact that we even grade them. Like,
yeah,
I never...
that is also very weird.
But of course, but the better mint, the better it's going to go for. Like if you have a Rainbow Charizard, of course, if you have a better mint condition, you can people. Okay, so people might not know this, especially if you're not trading cards, but you can send your cards into a certain organization to get them evaluated to see how good like the cards are, and that's called minting. So you'd send it in, and this person sent their card in to get it evaluated and everything, and that's how we know now
that it exists. Because I know that in my family we have a first generation Holo Charizard in a plastic box. Like it is in a plexiglass box, and we have never opened it. But that's not my heirloom. That's like my brother's. They paid $50 for it, but now it's like thousands of dollars. Because it's a first generation holographic Charizard. Those are always expensive.
Yep.
That could pay off my college. But like,
quite literally.
you know, like how insane trading cards get in price is just amazing to me. And the fact that this is a 1-to-1 printed card, not even like a 1-to-1 printed just Magic the Gathering card. It's a 1-to-1 printed like collaboration card.
Yeah, of Lord of the Rings.
Of Lord of the Rings, which I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I have the Silmarillion, and like I've read through it. I have the extended versions on disc and Blu-ray. I love my extended versions of Lord of the Rings. I went and saw it in theaters. Like, it's a whole nother experience for me. So it's just like hearing that I don't know much about Magic the Gathering. My boyfriend plays it all the time. Not all the time. He has like his own deck, but he used to play it all the time. And so like, I don't know. I just know how expensive cards can be, and the fact that this one
is the only one printed.
It's the only one printed.
Yep.
And obviously, I know why it was the only one printed. It's a reference. I get it. But it is $2 million
estimated.
The company buys it and throws it in a volcano. That's the whole plot.
I would
Just for the meme.
I would literally laugh so hard, but also I would cry probably.
I mean, I'm sure people will make like fan made versions of this card. So like, I mean, you can probably find.
Oh,
but
it's someone's probably already made the meme of it floating in the volcano. I'm probably late to the party.
Well, you're the first time I've heard it, so you made it there.
Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm actually going home Monday and doing a extended edition marathon with some of my friends from back home right before 4th of July. So we're going to spend all day just pigging out on some food. Got some nice barbecue we're going to get through. and we're gonna sit there, have a few drinks, and watch some Lord of the Rings extended edition. We thought about doing a drinking game, but I think that might go a little bit poorly. Anything like that would just
Every
not
time
be.
they reference the ring,
I was
you
just gonna
must
say
take-
that.
That is
Yeah.
like 4 hours for one movie.
Oh yeah, no, we're doing it all in one sitting,
No.
so it's about 12 hours.
No, I know, but like the amount of times they reference the ring in just one movie.
The first movie,
especially
you're pretty
in-
safe for like the first half of it.
Well, unless you include all the like.
Or are we talking
slow,
like every time
zoom
it
in
shows up
scenes?
on camera, or are we just saying characters directly reference it?
I don't know.
Because I think if it's on camera, you're in trouble. If it's just like a direct reference, like they say the ring.
I just think
There's a
either
whole
way,
list
you're
of
getting
things we
alcohol
wanted to-
poisoning. so
Well, hold on, we're not doing it anymore just
Okay.
because of where we're at and
Good.
respecting the area.
good.
So we're just gonna get a lot of Baja Blast.
As you
Baja
should.
Got to get the Mountain Dew.
Drive up to
Baja Blast.
Iowa, get the Mountain Dew Hard.
But that's not worth it.
What do you mean?
It's not that great.
It's not that great, but it's
Why would I go to Iowa?
because Iowa's like right next door.
But why would I go to Iowa to get something that I don't
Because it's
want?
the only good thing in Iowa.
On top of going to Iowa.
I don't know, man.
You're
The part
getting
that's
me
crazy,
here.
it's not even like Council Bluffs. You have to like go into like the
Oh, yeah.
heart of Iowa.
You got to go
get it.
in.
I was literally there this week. You could have told me.
I didn't want it. It's I don't know where the idea got that I wanted it.
Because they have a Baja Blast flavor. And
It's
that's where I
not
was
even the best flavor.
going. No, the original
Unfortunately.
is the only good one. The rest of them are not.
out of the hard
Slander.
stuff.
No, out of the hard.
Baja is my favorite flavor of all
Yeah.
time, but they've straight up disgraced it.
The
with
hard ones
version.
are atrocious.
It's terrible. I could have done better. I could have done better.
This is a debate now.
This is clearly a
What have we
debate.
done?
Are you-
on what
Okay,
is the
okay.
the only Baja Blast I've ever drinking is the original, so that's
Yeah,
all I know.
Yeah, but have you drank the hard version?
No, I haven't been to
Then-
Iowa.
then-
I've only been to Iowa
no.
once in my life. That's it.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's good for
only
you, to
once,
be honest.
and that's because I had to go to a wedding with David. So
Oh.
and it happened like
Yikes.
this year.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
the
okay.
only time I've been to Iowa that I can recall.
I
Now
have-
maybe
Yeah.
I've been there when I was really young,
I
but
have family that lives in Iowa, so I have to go pretty frequently.
and see, we have people in Colorado, so that's we go to the opposite side.
Okay.
Gosh, I wish I would have gone to
No,
Colorado
but-
instead.
I love Baja Blast. Like regular Baja Blast is great. Is the best. Out of all the flavors, it is the best. But I'm telling you right now, Mountain Dew Hard Baja Blast not worth.
Sorry to interrupt, but we do have
Okay.
a comment.
Okay.
And it is about how they're now thinking of this a big
Big Red Boss,
red bass.
Bass,
I think it's
Bass,
big
Bass
red
Bass. We
bass.
don't know.
I think it's bass.
Okay.
Said that they are now thinking about all the cards that they've lost or damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So
Every time.
Now, is it Pokemon or Magic the Gathering? That's the question.
oh, that's a good question. Well,
Well, it
or
could be
which
sports
trading
cards.
card? That's true. Yeah,
I-
sports.
and to talk about trading cards, I actually had a holographic Vaporeon card that would have been worth like $300, but it was a misprint.
Sometimes those go for really.
The issue, don't even say it. The issue was that the holographic like covering
Mhm.
literally was all over the card. So it
Oh.
ruined the card.
Are you sure? I mean, that might go for more money.
Mm-mm.
Did you get it? No, you don't think so?
No, because
would
I
it
think
up?
I think the average person would prefer it, but like
The
Pokemon collectors are just like, nah.
because it covered the wording.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
covered all of the abilities and
That's
everything. So it was
true,
like
yeah.
specks of holographic like paint
Foil.
or whatever foil on it, which was really sad. But also one of my friends for his job, like prices and like
It's cool.
what is it? It like just evaluates
Mhm.
Pokemon cards because he does that for like a gaming shop up in Omaha.
Okay.
So I don't know. He was the one who looks over my cards.
The only Pokemon cards I have are Halloween edition ones, and I got them for free because my one of my friends just opened a bunch of packs and she had a bunch of extras, so I
Fair.
took them from her.
The only Pokemon cards I have, I've stolen off the ground because I think like one of the neighbor kids just like has a whole
Oh.
bunch and they leave them out in their yard and then they blow into my yard, so I just like pick them up off the ground
Ground score.
and I'm just like, yeah, I mean this one looks fine, this one looks kind of cool, it's mine now.
Farming Simulator, you're growing them and
Yeah.
they're growing in the yard.
Mhm.
You get the harvest going.
For real, they just appear.
I have a box of Jungle and the first generation cards.
cool.
So they're not worth much, but they look cool.
Mhm.
So there's that. But that's because I had two siblings born in the 90s and they loved Pokemon, so they just started collecting them.
Well, this is kind of a topic change, but did you hear what they're thinking about doing for Overwatch League?
What did I hear about what they're doing with Overwatch League?
I haven't even heard this.
Well, so
keeps-
some of the franchises that currently are not named what their organization is named. So, for example, Optic is not called Optic
Oh,
in
they're gonna
Overwatch.
change
They're
it
going to
back?
merge. Well, they're going to merge it with the Call of Duty franchise name.
Oh, so
it
they're
wouldn't be.
Oh,
So it'd be Optic Texas for Overwatch instead of
for
Dallas.
Houston. Or
Yeah.
instead of Houston out. Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know how I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So
You're trying to tell me that there's going to be a
Atlanta-
Minnesota Rocker.
There might be. It might be Minnesota Rocker, Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe is the one that really makes sense to me because I don't see why.
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't follow Overwatch
It
League
sounds
too closely,
like
but
the org owners got tired of paying two different fees and went,
Mm.
"This is the same company, so I'm just going to pay one fee and we're just going to call them all the same.
makes
Have a nice day."
sense. Honestly, it's a financially smart choice.
Mhm.
It's gonna save you money in the long run, and honestly, teams are really expensive to run nowadays.
Mostly, like they have all the skins in game for
That's fair.
the teams already, and it's already been a big deal when they cut the
Mhm.
last two teams. Like
Just
people threw
collectors.
fits, and then it's like, well, now I just have this skin that doesn't matter anymore because the team doesn't exist. So what happens when they do that to all the remaining 18?
People are gonna go crazy.
I forgot about that.
And then when Shock disappears,
Oh no, no,
when Shock ends, the world ends.
no! It's the best. It's literally the best league skin,
Ragnarok starts.
Shock?
right? Isn't the blue and the pink?
No.
No, which one's blue and the pink? Is that Spark?
Blue and pink?
Is that Spark?
I think pink is primary on
I don't
Spark.
play Overwatch. I mean,
It's
I
like
do,
pink
but
with
not
with
often
blue
enough.
and
enough.
like light pink.
You follow it
actually.
more
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah,
this
that's
week.
No,
that's Spark.
it's just because it's Activision.
That's Hongju
Oh.
or whatever.
Changing topic. Also, again, sorry,
It's fine.
but one of my friends was talking to me about how Sony is against the Activision Microsoft merge.
That's the whole reason.
That's the whole reason why
That
it's
is the
stopping.
whole-
Well,
Well,
okay,
and the UK.
actually, I have a whole breakdown on this already.
And I was like,
so,
I know that probably Lexi has something, but
Oh,
I
I
was
have.
like,
Okay, so basically, the whole entire reason why the FTC is kind of like backing or like challenging Microsoft to buy Activision is because they think that Call of Duty brings in so much money and that they're a unicorn in the scene that if Microsoft takes in Call of Duty, that it's gonna implode the whole entire video game like economy basically, which makes no sense because it's not like it. While it does bring in a lot of money, you also have to think about like it's video games in general have become more popular in regular society. A lot more people are playing a lot more video games. So that of course means that Call of Duty has increased sales, but that also means that other companies have increased their sales as well. So it's not just Call of Duty that's bringing in a ton of money, which is the whole reason why like Microsoft made a statement and was basically saying, why is this whole entire thing about Call of Duty? Like Call of Duty isn't a unicorn.
I
So-
also enjoyed the what's it called? Oh, what they say. It was the UK's reason for cloud gaming because buying Activision Blizzard would put them on top of cloud gaming, and it's like PlayStation already kicks Microsoft's butt
Exactly.
in cloud gaming. They've been doing it for the last like 4 years,
Mhm.
and Microsoft just did it like last year, and they're
The Game Pass? The
no,
Game- oh.
no, like the just you know how like PlayStation, you could always just like play your PlayStation wherever
Oh,
for the
and then
longest time and stuff like
restream
that.
it. Yeah,
and you
okay,
could just
yeah.
like stream it through it. I
Yeah.
assume that's what the cloud gaming
That's
meant. And then
so
there's
clunky.
also probably Game Pass, but like also, I mean, Activision Blizzard has what the major titles are just
Diablo,
COD,
Maybe-
WoW, but WoW
Mm,
wouldn't really port to console very well, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Wait, for
And-
which company?
Activision Blizzard.
Activision Blizzard.
Well, Overwatch. You gotta think.
Overwatch isn't that big. I mean, like it's big, but I don't think it's comparable to Diablo or COD.
Yeah,
That's a
I
fair
just-
statement. I'll accept that. yeah.
I just want Call of Duty's on Game Pass, so I don't have to pay for them anymore.
And that's why they don't want you to have it
Mm-hmm.
on Game Pass, and that's why and what was it? Bobby Kotick said specifically he would be very unwilling to be on Game Pass.
They should put the old ones on there and
Mm.
keep the like,
Seriously.
newest generation. The newest game should be off of it, but then all the old ones should be on because it'll revitalize all their old games too.
That's what they don't want.
But like Black Ops 3 passed Modern Warfare 2 in sales.
Yeah, Wow, I was one
what
of
was
those
it last
people.
week?
Yeah,
It-
last
it
week.
peaked.
Dude, it was number.
It's like number 3.
Yeah, it was
on-
number 3 on the Steam
on the
sales last
Steam
week.
sales.
Number 3 across the site was Black Ops 3 from 2015.
That's funny.
I feel
Look
like
at us, we're in sync right now.
Dude.
Come on.
The game of the
Oh my
year,
gosh.
game of the decade. Honestly,
Honestly, I mean, it
Bring
was
it
such
back.
it was a defining. It was a defining game.
Are we heading to a break? Okay. After this break, I'm sure Jaden will give us a whole rant on
I don't
it.
really have too much to say.
I have more,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Okay, great. So we're gonna head to a break and we'll be right back.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate. That makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that and more at the Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Brett Stein, the double-doubles here. If you had to pass the baton down to the new guy and say, that's the new pipeline, what does that look like?
Conditioning for me ultimately is a game changer. I don't care how much you can bench, how much you can squat. If you can start a game and finish a game in the same condition in the extreme elements, you're going to have the ability to wear down your opponent. And that's what we took a lot of pride in. By the 3rd and 4th quarter, they were dog tired. They knew it was coming at them again. The same it was in the 1st quarter.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hello, Talking Deer here. I want to take this time to thank the Nebraska Lottery. Since 1993, Nebraska Lottery proceeds, over $900 million, have gone to its beneficiaries, including the environment. And since I'm out here in the field every day, I see it firsthand, or first hoof, I guess.
Who are you talking to, dear?
Oh, I was just thanking the Nebraska Lottery and all the people who play for supporting the Nebraska environment.
That's nice, dear.
The Nebraska Lottery. 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seat, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, .com. You at Guardians of Freedom Air Show in Vegas.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Big Red Esports. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Back again.
Yeah. And to kick us off, we're going to talk about.
Wait, before we do that, do you want to reintroduce
Oh,
yourselves?
yes, 100%.
Sure.
I'm Lexi. I'm the social media manager.
I'm Z. I'm the Nebraska Esports Club president and also the League of Legends game manager.
I'm Jaden. I'm the Call of Duty game manager.
And then I'm Sam. I'm production manager and Overwatch manager as well.
And we were kind of talking about before the break the FTC versus Microsoft that happened. And yesterday they had their 3-hour closing remarks. And the judge set a date for the official time that they have to get in the decision is July 18th. So we're going to find out very soon as to whether Microsoft or FTC is winning. And experts are kind of speculating that Microsoft is actually going to acquire Activision, which is good. Yeah. We hope they do great things with it, but we never know.
Fingers crossed.
Yo, Call of Duty on the comeback.
Listen,
Please.
I mean, if they make Call of Duty more accessible, I might actually pick that up.
Well, it's going to be on the Switch, so
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
yeah,
Where have I been?
Dude, Call of Duty on the Wii.
that was gold.
That was a
So-
wild game.
Yeah.
On the DS. You were playing on the DS?
Yeah.
To mention, you talked about the Wii. I was playing one of your streams when you were playing COD one night. I was making dinner and I had it
Yeah.
on my phone. I was like, I'm just gonna tune in. And my boyfriend Eli was like listening, and he's like, "Is your friend playing zombies?" He got so excited.
Yeah.
And so then you guys started talking about like COD and like how you started. And he's like, "I started playing on the Wii," and I was like, I was like, no.
On the Wii.
But then
for the
he
first one is
switched. He
insane.
switched to like playing on console and on his PC. But I was just like, you started on the Wii.
That's kind of tragic. I'm gonna be honest. That's a little
Honestly,
bit
the fact that
tragic.
he stuck with it.
Yeah, that's typical. That's very typical.
But he's very excited to find someone else to play zombies with.
That's cool. Yeah.
And sorry, going back really
Yeah,
quickly.
you're good.
The CEO of Activision is expected to win $400 million for this trade.
Ah,
which is
Bobby
insane.
Mr. Kodak.
Which is an insane trade. I mean, do you think it's worth more than 400 million?
I think you shouldn't get a dime.
Oh, yeah, no. Bobby shouldn't get
I was like,
any.
Jaden's in pain.
It's Bobby, dude. Why?
Give it to the developers so they can make a good
Yeah.
Call of Duty
Yes.
game.
Well, that's
Well,
what I
give the
think. I'm hoping that
developers
Microsoft will.
I'm hoping there's a stipulation on it.
Yeah.
But it's like
We don't
you
know.
win, but this money's not for you.
Yeah,
It
we
has
don't-
to go into the next games.
Yeah, I don't know where the money's going to. Unfortunately, I haven't looked at all the documents, but yeah, and the CEO of Microsoft also made a statement of saying that in a perfect world, he would not have game exclusives, like console exclusives.
Wait, who did? Sorry.
The CEO of Microsoft.
Interesting.
So he's not
Yeah.
really in charge of like the games, but he's in charge of like everything, a whole entirety of Microsoft, I'm pretty sure. And he was like in a perfect world, a summary of basically saying, in a perfect world, I wouldn't have console exclusives, but that's not the case, which is
Okay.
interesting. Even though they're trying to buy out Activision.
I was like,
And even though they bought out Bethesda just for
Exactly,
Starfield to
exactly,
be an
exactly,
exclusive.
exactly.
That's really wild behavior.
Well, didn't they already have like the incident that they announced it? They like drafted up like a contract for the next like 6 Call of Duty games to be guaranteed on PlayStation.
Yeah, I
Oh.
believe so.
That was like their way of like going, look, we're not trying to steal it. We're just saying like, look, we want the
Mhm.
the company.
Yeah.
Here's your contract that says we're not stealing it.
Well, and that's also why
But-
experts are probably speculating
Yeah.
that the Microsoft is going to win because their
not
whole
monopolizing.
reasoning, their whole reason for this is Call of Duty is so unique. It brings in so much money. It's going to mess up the whole economy for video games. But in retrospective, if they do have that contract, then I mean, Microsoft is pretty highly likely to win.
Yeah. Sorry to change subject again, but we also have a text line question.
Mhm.
Who was it from again? One of our favorite viewers.
Yes.
Notorious VIB. He was asking if there were any what was it? Jet shooter games? Jet fighter
fighter.
games that were coming out or have come out recently that would kind of broaden the horizons.
That's unfortunately in a very niche genre that doesn't see a lot of updating. So Ace Combat is definitely the premier. The only thing I could really say that even be niche in the niche would be Star Wars Squadrons. And even that's not necessarily the greatest choice. If you're looking for anything else and you haven't played it, which would be very unlikely, War Thunder is my only real recommendation outside of
Yeah,
Ace Combat.
I feel like War Thunder's the best one.
But like we said,
It's- yeah.
War Thunder's a slippery slope.
Yeah, well, and it's so mechanically different than Ace Combat because there's tanks, War Thunder is everything. It's the entirety of, because they have what is it, war tanks? I think it's war
I
tanks.
think it's tanks, boats, and planes.
Yeah, and there's
It's just vehicles.
yeah,
Mhm.
they have everything in War Thunder, but then each they have their own individual games for
Oh.
like ground and water, but War Thunder brings it all together.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
know what you're
something
talking
else to
about
keep in
now.
mind there is, you're not just playing a jet combat game. So
We're playing a general combat
yeah,
game.
you're playing a war game that mainly focuses on airplanes, to be fair. And tanks, kind of.
And tanks. Eli got really obsessed with World of Tanks for a really long time.
World of Tanks, that's what it's called. Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
World of Tanks, and there's also, I know what you're talking about. There's another one that
Yeah.
was like World of Warships.
Yes.
There they are. Those are the other two that are not airplanes.
Yeah.
But World of Tanks is pay to win,
Hmm.
and I think so is the same thing with World of Warships.
Well, it's going back a little bit to where it wasn't quite as bad because of some general outrage. Actually, that's an interesting news point to bring up. This is a little bit outdated, but the War Thunder community went on strike, and they went on a rampage on social media and had a bunch of 1940s styled propaganda posters that were what was it? Slay the Snail or something like that, or Stop the Snail, which is Gaijin. Their logo is a snail. So
I love that.
they were like Stop the Snail or Salt the Snail. Salt the Snail is what it was called. And it was actually a really cool campaign. I saw it, and they made demands and everything as a unified community. It's the first time genuinely that's happened in a gaming community where everybody unified under one banner. There was hardly anybody playing the game, let alone paying for it. And they said, these are our demands. These are our things that you've done that we don't like. These are the things that you've not done. Fix this ASAP. Acknowledge it at least. That's all we want.
Mhm.
And they got it after, I think it was 2 weeks of campaigning. They got millions of people to do it. It was crazy.
Wow. That is awesome, honestly. We were also talking a little bit how War Thunder has a bit of a past with
Oh man, yeah.
government documents.
Yeah. That's not even the company's fault. It's the fan base. There's a couple times where a War Thunder player referenced as a War Thunder player have leaked government documents on
to prove their point.
Yeah, to prove their point. Or in it, I think it was the first time was in a help forum. They were saying how the Russian T-95 wasn't accurate enough, and so they leaked the Russian T-95 tank schematics on the internet to say, see, it's wrong. It's wrong. Fix this. This is what it should be. And then the game company had to be like, dude, it's a game.
They could get in trouble for
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, and some people have. I mean, there was a whole Minecraft Discord server
Yeah,
where
that guy was
somebody just
indicted.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And that guy released like not tons, but he released quite a few documents.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
was
lot.
it was over a Minecraft server on Discord, which is very interesting.
Which is why there was
yeah.
talk about banning Discord for a while too.
Yes, yep. But I don't know if he's charged yet. I know that he is on trial. Maybe he got charged. I can't remember. I consume a lot of news and I write a lot of
Yeah,
news. I
and you
can't
watch a lot of
There's a lot
I
that
can't
goes on.
remember exactly what's happening.
But yeah, that community kind of scary, but
Well, we're gonna go into another break, and we'll catch you here in a minute, where we will continue this conversation.
sweet.
With joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. Southpoint Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options with moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
Typically, you kind of think of Nebraska as far as in-state recruiting as might not get the skill position players, but you can pepper in some offensive linemen and maybe a linebacker here and there. This class is led by its in-state skill position players now. I mean, you thinking down the line, you could 3 or 4 years from now have Daniel Kalen lining up with Davon Holland, Isaiah McMorris, and now Carter Nelson. Those are all your skill positions.
Keeping the highly talented, highly ranked players that are in the state with you at the home state school is a step in the right direction.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Pass the sticks to the Nebraska Esports Squad as they take you on a journey through the wonderful world of video games. Right here on Big Red Esports, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're in hour 2 now, so let's keep this train rolling. And anybody got any breaking topics to talk about here?
I
Okay. You can
do. Call of Duty is releasing a new mechanic where basically to combat cheating, I don't know if Jaden might have heard this or seen this.
Yeah.
They're gonna basically have like not NPCs, but like characters that are imaginary opponents to make it look like you're hallucinating to see if you're cheating or not.
So,
There's invisible bots on the map.
Yeah, there's essentially going to be the Ricochet, which is their anti-cheat, is going to detect anti-cheat, and it'll to prove it is actually anti-cheat. It'll only show up with certain walling mechanics and stuff like that. Especially, I think this is mostly on Warzone for right now, at least is what I understand. But it'll make invisible character assets visible. So then if you're walling or you're aimbotting, you're going to see the enemy as if it's an actual player. And if you shoot it, that's the proof for them.
Well, yeah, because
Like
you're
consistent,
saying
if
it.
it's consistent shooting too, it's not going to be, some random wall bang, accidentally shoot, or you're shooting through them to hit an actual person, which is going to be, that'll be huge for Warzone. I was trying to get into World Series of Warzone with some of my COD teammates last week, but they had to postpone it because of the eminent cheating problems that kind of pervaded World Series of Warzone. For anybody who's unaware, is it's an open league right now. Anyway, there's no franchising, thank God. That essentially has open tournaments where you drop into a playlist specifically for the event with your trio. So it'd be you and 2 other people, and you earn points in 10. It's your best 10 runs on Warzone, and the top 25 in North America points wise, after getting kills and wins. There's a couple different things that really give you some points. Wins and kills are the main 2 though. And whoever ends with the top 25 scores in the North American region advance. There's, I think, top 10 in Europe. And then I think Latin America gets 5. And I think Australia and New Zealand gets 10, I think. So it's a pretty large pool after your open round, and those teams advance on to the series qualifier, I think. I'm not sure the exact track here, but it eventually goes down to a stage tournament. There's no LAN, which would be a little bit rough to kind of coordinate, especially with an open tournament that doesn't align with their multiplayer series. The multiplayer Call of Duty League has ended and roster mania is ensuing. I won't get into that right now, maybe later in this show, but right now World Series Warzone is delayed because they're working on the anti-cheat because it's such a pervasive problem.
I knew that's a big thing that a lot of first-person shooters struggle with, I feel like. But also, I've seen a big resurgence of scripters in League as well, which is that if you throw an ability out, especially like a CC ability, if CC is crowd control, which means like you're stunning or you're rooting someone to one spot, that they'll just automatically dodge it. Like the AI will like just to detect it and move them immediately. So there's a lot of that. There's also scripting is you can land every single one of your abilities because you can predict where your opponent's going to go. And so I think that's a big issue with a lot of multiplayer games right now is like the pervasive cheating and also how they're going to deal with it.
Yeah, same in Overwatch. I mean, I literally saw someone using a aimbot for Mercy. Like I know, like why would you use it for Mercy? I don't know. Out of all the characters, okay, but yeah, I mean it's
tracking it.
I'm thankful I have gotten mostly out of that range where they'll get reported if they're hard cheating early enough that I don't really see it. But I definitely remember watching this Tracer just like hard locking.
Annihilate. Oh yeah,
He wasn't not even doing well, but they were hard locking, and it's just like you watch the kill cam and they're just like snapping back and forth because they got like a crappy cheat, and so it wouldn't even like lock onto one person. It would just spray anyone who was in frame and it would just go back and forth. And so they're doing half damage. And you're like, dude, you're cheating and you're still awful. Like, how do you manage this?
Something interesting anti-cheat wise. I mentioned earlier that I've been playing Fallout 76. My friend had a cheat menu for a single player game, and Fallout 76 won't launch with any cheat engine installed on your computer. And it's not just click and delete in your thing. You have to go through your files and hard wipe it from your files for Fallout 76 to launch, which I think is the best solution.
Why can't like any game do that?
Vanguard.
Why haven't they?
Yeah.
And yet it still doesn't always work.
Right, Vanguard is malware at this point. Like it has to be.
They even like
it's so invasive.
They've added it to like when you download League now too.
Well, it's also always running and you can never turn it off. Even if you're not playing a Riot game, it's just always up. And if you try to close it, it goes, hey, you can't close this because if you close it, it basically like uninstalls and you have to reinstall it to use it again.
It is.
That's kind of invasive.
Riot, I was like, Riot needs to figure out a better way to do it because one, it's not working. I still see scripters. I still see people with like wall hacks and whatever, like all the time on like streams, on videos. Like it happens everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere. So it's obviously not working well. And it's invasive and it's bothering other players who aren't even cheating. Like it is an issue and you're making it worse.
Yeah.
Well, I had a problem with Vanguard. It would lock my computer after playing Valorant. Like it would just lock down everything and I'd have to like hard reset it because it would freak out and it would think that I'm trying to open other things in the background, but I've closed the game and so I had to like uninstall Vanguard and reinstall Vanguard. That didn't work. So I had to uninstall Riot and reinstall Riot and Vanguard. And that finally seems to have fixed it, but it got wild.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Vanguard is also the reason why a lot of high school teams can't play Valorant because a lot of high schools obviously play on a same server or like they have the same server for all of their computers because it just makes it so simple. Colleges do the same thing. And the reason why they can't play Valorant is because Vanguard is so invasive that the school server and like the firewalls they have in place rejects it because they think it's malware.
Oh my god.
So people like a lot of high school teams for esports cannot play Valorant even though it's such a big esport right now and it's like really important to get into. Like and it'd be really like lucrative. It is just you can't play it because it's like the Vanguard is so invasive that it's considered a malware.
That's insane.
just ridiculous. I
Mhm.
think so. I mean, I'm glad to see that COD is doing something. At
We'll
the
see if
very
it. I
least.
mean, we'll see if it actually
Yeah,
does
if
what
it
it's
works,
supposed
I
to
mean,
do.
hey.
Yeah, if it
But-
works, great. I would.
I'm assuming that
It's like-
assuming that it's gonna have a lot of issues only because I know people like to mess around on COD and stuff, and so like I'm assuming that someone's gonna end up just shooting in the same spot just to mess around and make a pattern or whatever, and then end up getting locked because they're shooting at an invisible
You
person they
shoot a
have no
body
idea.
and there's one of the
Oh my
ghosts
God,
right in
if
front
I-
of it, so you're shooting bodies and you immediately get
Like I mean,
banned.
I know that they're gonna have issues with it right off the bat.
There's gonna be
Just
some
How many times has Smitty tried to wallbang and he hits an empty spot?
Yeah.
It's like how many people are trying to go around and just get wall bangs, and then
I
you're just
think-
getting like all the ghosts.
I think the thing that we forget to mention is I don't think that bullet collision happens when they're not visible. So I
Oh,
don't think it
yeah,
should be.
that's
I don't think it
right.
should be that much of a problem
Oh.
'Cause they're
if they can't see them
invisible.
because they're invisible and they technically wouldn't be spawned for that player.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an instance thing.
They're only spawned if it's detected, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
And only
okay.
for that player.
Yeah.
So
So it's a local
it should
server
be.
thing.
It should be.
Okay.
I need to go back and read the fine print
Mhm. Interesting.
because I was looking at it and I kind of said this is a lot of words and I'm in my
oh,
finals
it's like
week.
fully released now.
It's
or it's
they-
fully
they have
announced
a-
now.
Yes. So
okay.
You can go to.
Because I remember hearing about it like 9 months ago.
Yeah, you can
And I
go
was
to-
like, because they said they were like, here's the idea, and I was like, oh, that actually sounds like it might work, and then nothing about it ever
Yeah.
again.
They finally released a full analysis. I'm talking in depth. It is
That's
it
a
is
lot of
good
words.
chunk. I was thinking, man, I'm in the middle of finals week. I'm reading. I'm doing 3-hour lectures. I'm not trying to read all this right now. That's a legal study, and I'm not doing that.
That reminds me of when a League of Legends player, not surprising by the way, got busted for business malpractice and pedophilia, like just like talking to minors. And there was a 90-page document with all of the evidence compiled and all of the cases that you could like do, posted on Twitter. And there were so many people going through this 90-page document of legal stuff and also evidence and screenshots and all sorts of like payment history, whatever, because he wasn't paying any of his employees. He wasn't like, he was, well, one, messaging minors. That's a huge issue.
Yeah.
And then just like he treated people horribly. So it's just like, I don't know who has the dedication to put together 90
legal teams?
pages. It wasn't a legal team. It was like like a leak, like Twitter.
I mean, yeah, a leak. So who put that?
I have no clue.
I'm assuming there had to be like
There had to be some
there's
professional.
I mean there's
something.
probably someone in that fan base that is a lawyer and probably put it together, or even just people who consume news. Like I could probably put
Yeah.
together a legal document just because I consume so much
It
news
was
and I
just-
read so much legal documents.
I don't know. It's just like how do, like honestly in this day and age you could post maybe 3 screenshots to Twitter and it'd be like other people would do the work for you.
Yeah, Colleen.
Oh yeah,
Colleen Ballinger.
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
this isn't really
that
related
the
to video
ukulele?
games.
That's
Yeah,
ukulele.
Miranda
Miranda
sings.
sings.
She was, so to catch everyone up on what happened with that, she was a YouTuber and Vine star. Was she a Vine star?
She was more YouTube.
Okay.
I think she was
I
YouTube
I
like,
never
during Vine era.
I was like, I
Mhm.
never followed her, but she was basically a YouTuber back in when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And she was like a comedy YouTuber, I
Yeah.
think. And now she's like married or not married, but is she?
She
married?
was married
Was
and
married
now
and then
she's
she
divorced.
divorced, but now
Okay.
she's married again.
I know she
I
has.
don't-
Doesn't she have a child?
She has 2 kids,
Maybe.
I think.
Like she has kids. But anyways, the
Beyond
point
all
is
me.
that basically she ended up she was discovered to have been flirting with minors.
Or making not. I don't
She
know.
wasn't flirting.
She
She,
was
was
just
like
making-
talking about their like dating lives and talking about her dating life.
And
And
it's
she
just a
tried to,
little
and she
too
was saying
much.
that she was being like the annoying aunt that's like the loser aunt
But
that
it-
checks in with you.
I
But
mean,
like
she-
you would read them and you're like, that's a little weird.
little
Yeah,
too
she was
much.
even asking like, "Are you guys virgins?" to like these probably like 10-year-olds and like making
yeah.
inappropriate jokes to them, and
Yeah.
like even the kids in the DMs you could see were getting uncomfortable with
Like
it.
it's just things that you don't expose to children. Like you expose children to.
Especially
ever.
if they're your fans and they're very susceptible to
Exactly.
what you're saying, and they think that you're basically a god because you're famous on
Yeah.
YouTube.
So, she got exposed in a few screenshots,
Mhm.
and the internet exploded because this is a really big, wholesome internet star.
I mean, she has her own Netflix show. If you
Yeah,
remember, she
she's-
has a cameo in Wreck-It Ralph. Like she was
had no
very
idea.
yeah.
She's everywhere. So
I didn't know who
she
this person was.
to apologize. Actually, I watched the beginning of the video,
I didn't
and my friend showed it to me basically. And what she does is she opens it by saying, "Well, my legal team said I shouldn't say anything about how I feel, but they never said I couldn't sing about it." And so then she started playing her ukulele and singing about it.
Yeah, so that's the wrong way to apologize.
By the way, the video was titled in all lower cases, "Hi" with a period.
All the Twitter memes have been kind of crazy.
And so
It's the
you
worst
see
apology
Smitty's?
since T. Martin.
No, I haven't seen Smitty.
Oh.
But it's just like, okay, normally I expect fake crying, maybe like some sort of empathetic, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's always going to start with the.
Yeah, the sigh.
No, we gotta go full T. Martin because you gotta look at the dog in the camera. The dog's gotta be in camera. You gotta go. Well, buddy, we gotta do it. Pet the dog a little bit. That is every apology video.
Yeah.
Just trying
So
to get
that's-
empathy.
That's what I expected, but no, she just literally was like sitting there smiling. Like she looked so happy go lucky. And she just goes, "Well, my legal team said I shouldn't talk about this, but I'm gonna sing about it." So she made a song about all of the accusations.
Yeah, not the best way to
So,
go about.
but anyways,
Great move.
yeah, there's so many memes about her right now.
Oh, there's so many.
So many. It's just shocking that a league. Oh, I don't know if the league guy actually apologized. Maybe I would have preferred no apology from her. Honestly,
Yeah, just I don't know.
Just disappear. I don't even.
Just
wanna.
do like a 1-sentence tweet and be like,
Yeah.
A
I
notes
messed
apology.
up. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then just
Don't do.
I'm
it
gonna
longer.
I'm gonna take some
Don't do
time
a
back
Video.
and call it a day. The videos are getting a little crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I have made a serious and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I used to say that
The
all the time.
the OG apology
Serious and
video.
continuous laugh in my judgment.
It is
Lapse.
just wild. But like going back to our original point here is that you can give Twitter anything and they will dig up everything.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah.
honestly, that's why I kind of was shocked by the 90-page document on just a smaller League of Legends creator. But also he needed to be exposed. So good on you.
People have a lot of free time on their
A
hands.
lot of free. Oh, I guess they are League
Which
of
is
Legends
crazy
players.
because I don't have a lot
They're
of free
league players.
Yeah, never mind. They're league players.
Well,
it makes
see,
more
here's
sense
the
to me
problem.
now.
We do things.
We do. We go out and touch grass, guys.
Wait, what's
I'm
that?
not sure I do that. Hold on.
Is that green stuff?
No, it's the bright thing in the sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You gotta go touch it. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll
no,
make a
that's-
trip
We
up
do
there real
things.
fast.
That's my video game drama news, which is from like months ago.
Yeah,
But
I
still
remember you
think-
talking about it.
I still think
forever
it's
ago.
hilarious because it's just like 90 pages worth of evidence on something.
I think you might have sent to me like the day after I started playing League, and you were like, "Look at this drama," and I was like, "I don't know what's happening."
Yeah,
I just barely dipped my toe in the community, and you immediately send me that. And you're like, "Look at this. This
is
is
the first
crazy."
thing I send you is the 90-page document.
That's insane.
Listen, I never ask people to play League. I simply tell them not to, and if they keep pressing, I'll play with them. That's what you did. So
Nefiri fun.
Nefiri is really fun. So
It's the new dog.
So there's a new character in League that they released, and it's a dog that has bound her soul to a dagger, basically.
Okay.
And so
Is she like a humanoid dog? Or
No.
like an
she's a
actual
dog.
Okay.
It's
an
a
actu-
dog.
So there's a specific
But a
cursor.
dog.
There's a specific cursor in the game that looks like a glove, and you can pet her.
Oh, dude.
With
yeah,
the
if you use
cursor.
the OG cursor, you
It
can pet
looks
the
so
dog.
cute, but basically her whole thing is that she's a pack, and her whole thing is kind of playing around her pack and how
Mhm.
many like of her pack mates she has.
Yeah.
She's an assassin, so she dashes and just stabs you with her knives.
Is it a floating dagger or is she holding it?
They're like around her neck.
She throws them out of her
Yeah.
skin.
It's like
basically.
it's
Yeah.
like a
Not even like a
lion, like a
collar?
really like imagine like a third grader drawing a lion.
porcupine.
So they got like the
Yeah.
really spiky mane. That's basically what she has.
She's a porcupine dog.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
But she's adorable and we love her. It's one of the first, and I think it's one of the first or one of the few League characters that have extra assets that you can play with.
Yeah, because
So there's, like-
what that and Azir.
Well, no, there's Azir, there's Yorick, there's Elise, there's Ivern,
Who's the spider lady?
Elise.
Oh, okay.
And that's who Nefiri plays really similarly to. But she's really fun, I'm pretty excited because it's been a while since we've gotten an AD assassin. And even then, it's a long time since we've had like a creature. We usually get shirtless hot men or women.
Yeah.
So like it's a change of pace, which is nice.
I mean, Milio was the last
He
one.
was a child. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I forgot about Milio because everyone just literally I never
No
see
one
him.
cared about him.
No one plays him.
He dropped it, was like, oh my gosh, guys, new
Okay,
character, and then
he's
no one
super
played him at all.
broken, but no one plays him because you actually have to be good at the game.
Oh, so it's a skill diff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have to like actually use your abilities correctly. um,
Oh no.
oh my gosh, being good at the game, imagine.
Imagine.
But he's really fun to play. He's just like he's not super good at healing and he's not super good at peel. He just kind of has an all-around kit.
Yeah, he just has a soccer ball, and that's it.
Yeah, he throws his flamingos at you, which are just literal like fire slimes.
Oh,
they're really cute. But yeah, that's I love that champ, but no one ever plays him, so you just kind of forget.
I played against him last night.
That's fair. The other thing about League news is they just released a new game mode, or they're working on a new game mode
yeah.
called Arena, which is something that's already been done in Dota. Fun fact. But it's basically a 8-player 2v2 style arena game where you play against pairs in rounds, and if you lose a round, you lose a certain amount of your group health, basically. But then you just keep playing until you get knocked out, and you get special abilities and augments that kind of change up your game style. And it's really fun. Sam and I played it yesterday. We did great.
Yeah, actually, we won every game.
Yeah, we won every single game. It was so easy.
That's not what I
heard.
We could not be stopped. I literally took 0 damage.
Yeah, it was like they couldn't touch Sam. It was crazy.
Yeah, like like the little screenshots you've been seeing where they have like 170,000 damage. That was one of my games.
That was definitely
Yeah.
Sam. Yep.
Are you lying?
Yes.
Wow, way to fold so quickly.
Listen. Well, I have to explain why I have issues with this game mode. It's a really fun game mode. However, it is super bruiser favored. So if you are tanky and do damage, which is a thing in League, which should not be a thing in League, you just win. It is so catered towards bruisers that
Well, I think it's just
isn't
balanced
even
like the
funny.
normal game.
Yeah, they need to fix
So
the
if it was
balancing.
5v5, there wouldn't be a problem because you have your ADC just chilling in the back.
And you can like cover
dumping.
for your ADC, but
But-
you can't do that in this game mode because it's literally just 2 of you.
Yeah, well, plus if like you said, if you're a tank and you can do damage, then that's basically an end all be all.
And the only thing that really
Zarya.
can end, the only thing that really kill tanks in League is ADCs. But you can't play ADCs in this game mode because you don't have enough peel.
Yeah, you have no health, so they just
Peel-
jump on top
yeah.
of you and you just insta die. I learned that the fun way.
Yes. You also played like a melee range ADC.
She has 2 abilities at her range.
But you have
2
to
out of
get
5.
the only thing that she can do is dash in to
Mhm.
enemies. But she's fun. Besides the point, it's really hard to play ADCs in this game mode because you're spacing. You want them to always be further enough away from the bruisers so that they can't get on top of you and kill you. The maps are a lot smaller in this game mode, and you only have one person to peel for you. And once their abilities are down or they're dead, there's no way of you surviving unless you have your own peel, which is like I think only a few ADCs have. And peeling is helping your ADC, which is abbreviation for attack damage carry. Peeling is helping space out enemies from your ADC, so you're stopping them, your enemies from getting to your carry, if that makes any sense.
It just sounds like some rebalancing, just like same with Overwatch.
Yeah.
What is it next season they're releasing the new support hero?
Probably.
Yeah. So I mean that's gonna take
The new
some
game mode
balancing.
comes out next season too, along with the story missions.
Oh, yeah.
And tripling down. The new game mode for Overwatch actually looks fun.
What? I haven't even.
it?
Oh, it's like massive map, and it's basically hardpoint in Overwatch. So
Oh,
the control point is gonna move,
Oh
and you
yes,
have to
I
like
have.
There's Jada.
rotate around. But it's not like hardpoint where you get just random spawns, like you just spawn out. You spawn still in spawn rooms like Overwatch. So
no.
I don't know if they're gonna I don't know if they're gonna have the spawn control that Modern Warfare does, or if it's just gonna be like, well, they're defending this half of the map technically, and so the attacker, they just get that corner. But they said that they worked on there's like 3 spawn rooms or 2 spawn rooms per like per map.
So it does
So that way,
move.
yeah, they can be closer.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
so they
"Well,
said
then it
it's
just
basically the
sucks."
same distance
I was
all
gonna
the
say,
time.
It'd be pretty rough if you only had one, like
You have to run
one
the
and one,
entire
Running from
where
third
you gotta
point to
run
first every time.
all the way around just to get to where they're gonna lock it down the entire time when it's near them. Otherwise, you have to make this huge, wide.
Yeah, but essentially it'll be like 5 control maps all in one, which I think will be kind of
That's good.
fun.
That does sound kind of fun.
Do you know how many teams?
It's still just
2?
Yeah, just 2.
Huh. But it's just
I
a
think it's still
huge
5-on-5, but it's just a massive map.
That sounds really fun though.
It sounds like a pain in the butt to learn.
That's fair.
No, I'll get you through it.
It would be kind of sick though if they like squished them, like if they took like current maps and like slapped them all together.
That would be
random.
funny. It reminds me of like Disneyland, the
Because
different
like
worlds.
Ilios, you can see every map from every map
Mhm.
because they're all on a rock face that just like slants down, so you can see all of them.
That's super cool.
But
Well, I think we're gonna head to a break real quick, and we'll be right back to continue this discussion.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info. Call 402-467-1627.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do you get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Barn Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco basket. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Barn Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660, A1 Automotive. All honest answers.
This is Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh. Okay. Same time. We were on the same idea. We're back. We talked about a lot of different things, from the FTC Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard to just a bunch of random topics from shows, movies, everything in between. And I think we got a little bit of some snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Snacks.
But what I want to get into here is a huge topic in the Call of Duty realm. At every single level, roster mania is in full force. We're not even to the point where people can trade or teams can quote unquote trade. Most of the league is now described as what is known as unrestricted free agents.
Before we get started, Rostermania, I'm assuming it's basically like the NBA draft and NFL draft, but for esports, yes?
Yes, but there's a lot less rookie intake because of the current age range of a lot of the players. It's a lot of the same, and you get a couple new rookies at the beginning of the year, and over the course of the year, there's some drops, some rookies come in over the year. Because Challengers is essentially a G League where you can just pull straight out. So, for example, that'd be like Optic picking up Boston Breach's academy player Ghosty, which unfortunately now is a unrestricted free agent. He is probably the face of the league going forward, which is it's a weird business move for them, but it just says how big this roster mania is. Over half of the league is unrestricted free agents, and it's a lot of the big players too that just have been in bad situations. So the oldest player in the league, Clayster, is an unrestricted free agent. Unfortunately,
oh my God, Clayster's still playing.
Yeah, he's going for another chip. That's his goal. Is
that guy's been around since what, like 2013?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
he's 31 now, dude.
Oh my.
He's 31. He's proving that you can still do it at that elite level. He is still at peak. He's just been in really poor team situations. So there's players like him that are still at his peak. Octane retired as soon as the season was over. Octane is another huge. He's been around since Black Ops 3. And so
And we talked about that earlier when that was released.
well, and he was a challenger. Well, challengers. He was a player before then in COD World League as well. So there's just a lot of people on the board, and so it makes sense that they would, especially Optic. Every team except for New York has dropped people. New York is the only team that is looking to stay together, and they're the team that won the World Championship.
Gotcha.
Which
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
They're in a place where they really don't need to change it.
Did they win 4-0?
Yeah, they won. Yeah,
I think
they
the
won
grand.
5-0.
Oh,
It's
that's right.
It's a best of 9.
And then So I think my favorite part about the entire grand finals for the Call of Duty, CDL was the other team basically was like, oh, we only have to worry about Hydra. Hydra is the one player on their team that does anything. If we shut Hydra down, we win. And then one of the other guys in their team, Kismet, got mad and was like,
Big Dog.
There's other people on this team other than Hydra. And then he just immediately, like, first game, and he was, I want to say he went like 34-8 or something.
Yeah, 34-7. I think
in
was the
Hardpoint, which is
ratio.
absurd. And
It was
just after every game, he's standing up, he's like screaming right at him. He's like, "You
Yeah.
guys heard me."
Well, and in between S&D rounds, he was. They've kind of released some of the video from their cameras and the audio with it. And in between each search and destroy round, he was saying, "Look at the trophy. That's our trophy." He was fully in it. It
What
was
was it? It was like
hilarious.
map 3, and Kismet's in there. He's like, "Man, we really are world champions right now. That's crazy."
Yeah. Yeah.
All I can think about when you were like he's standing up and shouting is like that one meme of like the girl
Yes,
shouting
yes.
at the
Oh
cat.
no, that's exactly what it looks
It's
like.
like-
It is what it
so
looks
there's
like.
this meme on the internet, for those who don't know, of this girl who's like sobbing, screaming.
It's from Desperate Housewives, in case
Yeah.
you're wondering.
Okay, there we go. And she's
glad
being
you know
Desperate
that.
Housewives.
she's being
or-
held back by
I don't know.
someone. And then someone paired it with another picture of a cat sitting at a dinner table looking disgusted. He looks mad.
Mhm.
And so it is just so funny because it looks like this woman's yelling at this cat, and this cat's
Mhm.
just like, what is happening?
Mhm.
That's
It's
all I
really
can think
funny.
about happening. Like
Mhm.
this
That's,
is just
that's exactly what I thought of too.
Yeah, I was
It's
just like,
even better because Kismet's nickname is Bulldog.
Oh,
The
that's
Bulldog.
beautiful. Yeah. Well, now
The boulder.
the problem now is we have two players. One of them's retired now. That go by nicknames like Dog. So there's Methods, and his name was the Big Doggy Dog.
Okay, yeah.
And then now we got the Bulldog,
Mhm.
Kismet. But Kiz has been around for a while, so that's kind of been a thing. But New York is the only team that's not changed anything on the roster. We thought Los Angeles was going to be safe, but they're looking to possibly get rid of 2 of their players on top of losing Octane to retirement, which is, I mean, it's crazy, but there's a lot of players looking to get in. And the problem now is most of them are ARs, and there's just too many ARs to find spots for all of them. So we're really going to see a culling in some ways, where some players are going to have to go back down to challengers, or we're going to see some teams expand into the league, where we're now at 12. The goal would be 14 to 16 would be huge. Team War, which is currently just a esports org, they're begging to get in at this point. They are on Twitter everywhere, just let me in. So we may see an expansion. It's unconfirmed of anything going on. I've not seen really any talk about anything actually expanding in the league, but that would alleviate some problems. I feel like they should just go back to a world league instead.
Go ahead.
What's going on?
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
My chair's creaking.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the chair.
Okay.
Sorry.
We just have some sound effects. It's okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. So there's just a lot going on in the league. We're not even to the point where players are actually getting traded yet, and it's technically illegal for anybody to have any verbal agreements beforehand. So we're going to see some chaos on tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is day 1 of
the trades.
Technically, it's basically a lot of, and the other thing too is a lot of unrestricted free agents will also negotiate with their own team again. It's essentially just going to be contract renegotiations, which happens a lot, especially now because a lot of budgets are dropping. Because in the CDL, a lot of the franchise stuff has been who can buy the best players, who can pay the best and treat them the best, which is very expensive. And we're seeing some teams pull ahead and some teams kind of fall behind in that regard. So Ultra, which was a really good team this year and honestly could have gone and not done anything, they're getting rid of all but one of their players. At least right now, they're not bringing them back. Or remarkably, FaZe is only dropping 1 player, and the player has been kind of called for his head for the whole year. Unfortunately, because the guy's really good. I don't think he clicked with the trio though. FaZe is one of the few teams that's had a consistent face of people over the years, and it's this trio. And the sub duo is called the Tiny Terrors. It's a BZ and Simp, and then there's Celium, and they played in challengers together. And so they've always stuck together, and they've not been split up. And there's no way that they're splitting up now. It looks like they're keeping them all together, and they're looking to find an AR to kind of fill that void. The rumor, there's so many rumors. There's like thousands of them for different combinations and everything. The one that would be kind of neat in my mind would be to bring Clayster back, because Clayster was the one that mentored all of them and brought them into the league. And now he's been through the gauntlet at every
Full
which
circle
place
moment.
where he was seen as a mentor, and he's been a great progenitor of talent, but he's been in so many poor team situations that he's not been able to play at a high level. So he could go back there. He could go to Boston, which would be kind of fun. But they're in a really rough situation right now. They got maybe 1 player or 2 on the roster. Florida is going to change from the Florida Mutineers to the Miami Heretics, which is it's a separate org that bought out the franchise spot. So they're basically making it all Spanish players or Latin American players.
That's cool.
So only one of their players was retained because he's Spanish. So that's 3 players that arguably, or 4 actually, because they had a sub. Go for it.
Okay, well, is that because of like language barriers, communication issues,
No.
or just because it's a brand thing?
It's an organization that is traditionally Latin American Spanish,
Okay.
and so they just have that as their shtick. It's
okay.
like London only wanting
That's
British
what I was
players,
gonna, because
for the most
I know there's a big issue with league rosters on language barriers, and that's been a big thing people talk about for imports.
Yeah.
And how it can change the gameplay because they don't know the language, they don't know how to talk to each other.
Yeah,
and
so
communication issues.
with challengers, there's a few teams that are at the higher level that speak in a different language than English, but most of them speak English as a base language.
Okay.
Just as teams come from different areas and they're like, all right, it's easier, just English.
Mhm.
Because you're saying box or Xbox, right? Top paper,
Mm-mm.
random short phrases. And I mean, you can do that in other languages, but like Russian, I'm not doing that in Russian. There's so many different ways that could go. Oh. So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. We may see a team expansion. There's so much to keep track of. I have to constantly check Twitter all the time because that's the only place you can get really some quick updates on it. But right now, I think would be a great time to get into it because we're going to see a lot of teams settle down after this. We're going to see some franchise level team building, especially at the top. I'd say the top 4 are going to have probably some staple teams that won't change too much. The only thing I may see changing is, if Optic went and got Ghosty again, he's going to stay there for a long time because he really clicked with that squad. FaZe is going to probably lock down with their roster. They usually do for at least a couple of years. And that kind of saves face and gives a more team love aspect, which is really difficult to attain, especially with an organization that is separate branding wise from your franchise. So, for example, I love to just cheer for Optic in every esport because it's just what I grew up watching, right? Every org has their following. And nowadays, especially with franchising, it's hard to do that. It's hard to get in touch with your orgs because they all go by different names and they don't have a unified identity. And with franchising, it's harder for some challengers teams to gain that kind of following on the same level that, say, Optic and FaZe had. That's in Cloud9 and other groups.
C9.
I don't know. So is it like off season right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Champs
makes a lot
was
more
a couple
sense.
weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, man, roster switches are going
Well,
crazy.
Overwatch League is falling apart
I knew about that.
because they haven't even started their their finals tournament, and everyone is dropping like half their rosters, and like people are retiring.
Oh my gosh.
Like Dante just retired, which
I saw
was
that.
the last original. He was the last original SF Shock player. I think there's one more person from season 1 who's still in the league. I can't remember who it is.
You guys have
it might have
people
been
still
Dante.
from season 1?
Well, we're only in season 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
We're not.
Sorry.
We're not league.
I forget.
But no, I think he might have been the last person, and he just like retired in the middle of the season and was like, "Sorry guys, solo tank is too hard for me. I feel like I'm letting my teammates down. Sorry,
Aw.
see ya." And I was just like, "Man, it feels bad, but also like just pull the super thing and just go stream
Yeah.
because it works so much better
it
for a
does.
lot of
And
people."
It makes you feel a lot like mental health wise. It
Yeah.
just feels better.
But
for
mostly
people.
like Toronto dropped 4 out of 7 players and then picked up some people. The US World Cup team has been going through it.
No.
I think there's been 11 different people on the US World Cup team, and they originally announced 6 because people just get dropped and then they pick up new ones, and then that guy has an allegation, so we have to drop him, and then we pick up a new person, and then that new person plays really poorly in this game, so they got to drop him and pick someone else up. And it's like, guys, I know we're winning, and we're US. It's going to be US South Korea again.
Yeah.
That's how World Cup just kind of tends to go. But
didn't they win over Canada? Right?
oh yeah, they beat Canada first game and
kicked their butt.
yeah, and then they played Mexico afterwards, and they just all off-rolled for the second map because they were like, "Nyeh." I mean, they dominated the first map, and they were like, okay, let's all just swap it up for the second map. And then they lost the second map. And they were like,
They for fun it.
maybe we should make sure we win.
Which funny,
So-
we did that at a LAN with League once, where we were like, "Oh, we're doing it. We're gonna be fine." It's like a silver gold team. We have like masters, grandmasters, diamond players, and we put someone on like a champion they've never played before, and he ran it down. He
Mhm.
played Ezreal, very high skill champ. Everything that you do is a skill shot, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he went like 4-10 into what was it? It was something really hyper scale. Lucian. It's a Lucian Nami, which is one of the most annoying comps that you can go into, or like duos. So
We definitely have done the same thing in COD. Shout out Eastern Michigan. We basically said for a couple of the games that we've played, especially the game before Independence Christian College and the game before Windsor, we said we're going to play maps that we're not comfortable on. We're going to let them choose whatever they want. I don't care. We're going to just not choose whatever they want because we have to take turns banning things, but we're going to ban the things we're comfortable in and play what we're not comfortable in, because then we get a little bit more locked in. We're a little bit more comfortable because we have a little bit more experience on where certain players may go. And unfortunately for both of those, going into our second game of the night with Independence and Windsor on separate weeks, it didn't end up turning out that like in our favor, I guess. We got really close with Independence, and they turned out to, we actually beat them out in playoffs, which is kind of weird. Not playing them 1-1, but they fell out before we did, and I'll take that as a win. That's, I mean, when Iowa beat both, we really just sat there and we were like, man, how do we not? And looking back, we'll fix it. We'll look back at it and fix it coming into the season. And I think we also,
There's just something you got to reevaluate.
Well, we also didn't take, admittedly, we didn't take it too seriously until probably February. So we didn't scrim. Once the game came out, we scrimmed 4 months late. So, I mean, you can only do so much, but I think we did what we could.
Yeah. You have a nice crew coming up in this semester. And do we know when tryouts are happening? Or
I need to talk with Sully for a specific time, but I'm thinking early August. And I'm looking for a couple players. If you're going to UNL and you want to play Call of Duty, I need a couple players for a second team, so then we can run the gauntlet and win nationals. So
we're going to take a quick break before we do our ending segment here, and we'll be right back.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska. Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, amazing service.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place to visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at LES.value.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. Looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So, final segment here. We have a little bit more to talk about rosters if we want to get into that. Besides that, I'm
Yeah.
kind of good here. So,
I wanted to kind of rant about the star team of league that everyone knows about, which is T1 or SK Telecom 1. That's their first team. So they originally had 2 different teams, and then they split because one of them made it to pros and they changed their name. Regardless, T1 is always been a pretty big face of league. They have Faker, and Faker's never left their franchise. He's always been on their team. He's a huge part of their brand, so they can't drop him. But they haven't been doing well. So they need to do roster switches. Well, if they don't get at least second at Worlds this year, basically, which is a big issue. And so a lot of people have been talking and speculating on who they'll replace, because obviously they can't replace Faker because he's such a big financial boost to their company and their whole entire franchise. And they also can't replace Keria, which is their support player, because he's a huge part to the brand. Everyone loves him. He's a sweetheart. But also because he's one of the best league players in the league right now. He is recognized as one of the most amazing league players. There are so many what are they called? Shoot. It's they put all of these clips together of him, and it's his reaction time and everything is just remarkable. His thorough thinking and his planning. It's just wild, and his synergy with his ADC is amazing. So they can't replace Keria. They would prefer to keep Gumayusi, which is their ADC, with Keria because they have such good synergy. So that means the only 2 places that they can replace is top lane, which is Zeus, which is spelled like Zeus, but it's pronounced Zeus, which bothers me to heck. And then also Owner, their jungler, which everyone thinks that Owner would be the first one to go, which makes me kind of sad. But it is kind of worrisome that they want to switch up this roster that's been there for a pretty long time. This has been their roster for for as long as I can remember, honestly. And I've been watching this for 3 years.
Switches have to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
In any, whether it be sport or esports.
So it's just a little tragic, I guess, because they used to be top game. This is the team to beat, and they haven't been doing well. Some of the players that I've been watching, I found that if I watch them live, they always lose, so I have to watch replays. Can't do it. I'm superstitious about this. But the things that I see their jungler doing, I'm get a grip. You are not. This is something that I see in my games. This is a little ridiculous. You're not coordinated. You're not playing well. You're getting caught out too often. Their top laner, he's an up and coming player. Everyone loves him because he's new and he's supposed to be a rookie, but he's not doing nearly as well as he should be. But I feel it is just, I don't know what is wrong with them, because they used to play so well together. But everyone's kind of talking about, okay, who are we replacing and who's going to be taking those spots, which is a big deal because this is the company to get in with, because they're always in Worlds. They're always at MSI. They're always going to international tournaments. They're winning groups of Korea, which is where they're from. They're a South Korean team, which is known for being, they just crank out amazing players, and that's why a lot of imports are from overseas. So it is interesting to see who will fill those spots, because that's some big shoes to fit. Also, talk about when Faker's going to retire, because he's getting pretty up there in years. for league, especially.
Plus, when I think of league, the first thing that comes to mind is Faker. Like,
and yeah, Faker's one of the
Yeah.
most prominent
Faker with
league.
the moves. Faker with.
Yep, like he's a huge prominent face of league. So when he retires, who's gonna take that? Because like I don't know if anyone would really want that. Like,
Well,
I'm sure somebody would take
imagine
it.
Oh,
trying to
somebody's
follow
gonna.
up the Faker dynasty, though.
Well, trying to follow, like, you could compare that to anybody.
That's
I mean,
true.
in any big thing that's
Mhm.
retired. Scump retired. I mean, he's
Mhm.
still the face. Like, I'm gonna be honest, but
Well, who replaced Scump? Was it Ghosty?
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
And that's a good trade.
See,
I'm gonna be honest. That's a
I
good
mean,
trade.
they cut Ghosty pretty fast
It-
for
They
a
cut
good
him.
player.
Well, no, he was okay. He was the best guy on the team at champs. I'm gonna be honest, but
it just worries me because I'm just like, one, I know there's always going to be hate on the internet, but it just makes me so sad to see when that happens, especially with newer players.
Mhm.
Because it happened with Dota. A 17-year-old, like 16, 17-year-old went to Worlds and he won it, but like the next year, everyone was calling him a fraud, the fake, the reason why that their team lost, like all these other games, like. And I'm like, this kid is 17. He's like far away from home. He's from Melbourne, and he's in Europe, like miles
Europe for
away.
I'm
And
sorry. Right.
sorry, it's just like it seems so far away to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're bullying him. Like the same in football here, though. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it happens in any sport. There's always gonna be toxic people because they, watch them their whole entire lives and they think that they,
yeah,
can just be mean. Except they are humans.
exactly. And like that, we saw that happen with opening game, and like that kid who the onside kick and everything. Like that kid got death threats on Twitter. Like that is wild. He's our ages. Like it's just ridiculous to me. So
Oh, the onside kick stuff.
that stuff
from-
is just so it's just scary to me because I'm just like, I don't know. You need to have a good therapist
Yeah.
for following up like a dynasty like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or at least a
It's
good
okay.
routine.
Matt's here
Yeah.
now. Matt's here now, guys.
Yeah, it's all over.
Fingers crossed, man. I'm hoping.
The curse is over. I mean, Solich said it himself. The curse is over. So I take it.
We switched our Herbie.
Dynasty returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our time. So that's kind of my main thing that I wanted to talk about because T1 is such an influential part of League and a very big part of the brand. So seeing all these switches might affect how League plays from here on out.
Yeah, I think something to keep in mind too, though. A lot of esports players, they can play other games. So Formal, and this is a little bit more easy to convert. Formal was a huge COD player up through Cold War, and then he switched to Halo and immediately started a Halo dynasty for Optic. They've won 3 majors in a row, and they're currently in their 4th major, so they could go for a 4-peat. But maybe we'll go for a 4-peat in football soon. So for now, that'll be us. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting this and this show with the roster change. We're hoping this goes pretty well. So
Yeah.
this is me signing off. This is all of us signing off. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Tune in.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in ways. We hope you join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Papa, walking horse. Son, there ain't no one to